Good morning, everybody. Happy Thursday. Welcome to another Setting with Christian live. Today we got a lovely platinum marquee solitaire here with a hidden halo, which goes by the name of Genevieve. This is really nice. Got a compass set style claws, so protecting both points of the stone, obviously. For this one today is a 2.2 carat marquee EVVS2. Really nice. Let's open it up and have a look. So I haven't seen it myself. Oh, that's nice. Really nice. Really nice scintillation. Once that comes out of there, yeah, really bright. Great. Okay, let's take that out. And we're going to get started. Like always, guys, if you got any questions, comments, thoughts, feelings, anything you want to share, please throw them in the comments. I will try and get to as many as possible. If not, we will send some messages in response so you guys get some answers. But nonetheless, we will get going. I hope the weather is a little bit better where you guys are. It's a little bit wet and miserable here. So good day to be inside setting a few diamonds, that's for sure. This Genevieve design, I know we have a variation of it, and I can't remember the name off the top of my head, but it does have round claws as well. It's actually a really, really nice design. I really like it in general. It's one of those ones where if you go round or eagle tips, I think it's just great. Like there's no right or wrong choice. And you just accentuate that nice long elongation of the marquee. And you just get a lot of brilliance from it as well. So it is really, really nice to see that we're getting a lot more marquees come through, and they're kind of making a comeback because it does show something different, give us a bit of taste, shows that people's interest is shifting a little bit. We have a slight, we really like elongated stones. They always look a little bit bigger. So you can't argue with that at all. As you guys can see here, I'm just starting to drill a hole at both ends. This is where our points are going to go. And it's really important that these little holes are going to be really, really critical when we're setting any marquee, because we need to make sure that while you guys are wearing it, it's not exposed, so that if you cop a knock, it chips. Like we don't want to open that scenario. So I'm going to spend a lot of my time really worrying about these north and south compass claws, and really not so much about the east-west claws, because they are really important, and to make sure the stone is secure. But it is super critical that our north and south claws are really, really up to standard. We have a couple of comments. We have a comment and a question from Taylor. Very nice, Simon. Yes, certainly is. I'll put it in and I'll show you now. But we also have a question that I will have a look and read in one moment. Let me just have a look. All right, put that in there. You can see my big smudging fingerprint. Is it possible to do a wraparound hidden halo on this setting? I believe so. I would definitely reach out and check that with one of our sales staff, because I'm pretty sure we can. I don't see why not. But that would also I think that would actually look really, really nice as well. Again, a marquee just gives you a lot of versatility with, you're not bound to only have a wraparound or only a hidden halo. You can kind of swap and change. So that's a really good question, and I'm 95% sure that the answer is yes to that one. But if you are interested, either way, just reach out, and then we can, the team will be able to help you out to put something together, because it may already exist, but I don't remember all the designs off the top of my head, unfortunately. There are just a few too many for me to remember. For anyone that is tuning in again from last week, I did mention we are going to do something a little bit different this week. So that will happen tomorrow. Stay tuned to our Instagram tomorrow. There will be a little bit of a different sort of a live happen, but I won't give too much away now. But we're going to shake it up a little bit. We're going to have a special guest come in. Well, special guest co-host with me, let's say. So that should be really fun. Should be a really different kind of live. You guys can ask a heap of questions, talk about design, all of that kind of stuff. What I will do, guys, is while you guys are flicking through some questions and watching and all of that kind of stuff, I'm just going to turn the mic off for a little bit. I'm going to just try and get this as close to getting the diamond in as possible, and then I'll talk to you about what we're going to do next, answer a few more questions, all of that kind of stuff. So just stay tuned and get comfortable and come with me while we set this marquee. Did get a question asking, is my earring a lab grown diamond? Yes, it is. It's a 0.8, so 80 pointer, 8.8 of a carat round. I did buy that when pretty close to when I started in jewellery. So I've had it in for a little bit for a while now. I would like to, I don't know, thinking about getting another one, go a little bit bigger, but it gets I don't know. Well, how big is too big to put in your ear? I don't know. That's a question to the people. What do you guys reckon? I'm worried if I go any bigger, it's going to look a bit ridiculous. So, but then again, I did set a set of 2 carat round studs yesterday, and they looked phenomenal. So I don't know. It's a tricky one, I reckon. But let me know what you guys think. Is 80 points big enough, or should I go bigger? That'll be really good to help decide what I'm going to do, I think. a few things. Thank you everybody for the feedback on the earring. 2 carats is really big. I agree. And whoever said it's a great, whoever said big stones can lean forward, very true. That's also something to consider. Earlobe size, all relevant. Like, guys, thank you very much. It's actually really good. I was like trying to get that information out of people here, and it's a bit of a mixed message. So I did say someone did say go bigger. So I think the message I'm getting from you guys is go bigger, but be mindful of going too big and how it's going to sit. So I think that's great information from you guys. So thank you. What else? We are now, so you'll see I've cut everything out. I've cut my claws. I've also cut some of the bezel a little bit, and I've also cleaned up and given it a polish, just so it still looks really nice and it's clean, because we don't want any marks or anything unpolished under there, because sometimes if you see a reflection of it, it looks a bit dark and it's just not ideal. So I'm just having a look now. I'm pretty happy with how this is sitting. So we're going to start to close our claws over. So we'll do that. Please keep sending in the questions, guys. It's really great to hear from you all. We also did have a few questions around the camera setup and a few different bits and pieces. That's all in the comments. Jump onto the comments. That's all. We'll try and explain as much as we can there. It's taken a lot of time to try to get this set up right, and it still has a lot of technical issues. So yeah, unfortunately it's not my specialty. I'll worry about the jewellery. I'll get someone else. I'll get someone in to help me do the tech stuff, because yeah, definitely not my strong point. But anyway, we'll keep going. So what are we? Keep moving. Start to set our claws. We want to make sure they're straight. Our diamond is straight. I have one more question here. Which is better, 18 karat gold or 14 karat gold? Look, it depends on where you come from, and it depends on what your. It's a bit of a personal choice. People like 14 karat because of the price. It's a really good price. You get a really good color, and it's really usable. It's great. That is true. And I think it's a lot about personal opinion as well. My personal opinion, I prefer 18 karat. I like it's a little bit richer in color. Yes, it is more expensive. That is true. But I find that it's a little bit more malleable and workable, and whereas 14 can be a little bit hard, a little bit brittle at times. Not all the time, but it can be. It hasn't got as much. It hasn't got as much movement, so you're a little bit. I find you're a little bit limited, but again, it's a lot about personal opinion and depends on what you're after. You know, if you're looking for a really yellow metal, yellow enough metal, but at a dropping price, 14 is okay, no problem. But yeah, our recommendation and my personal recommendation is 18, for versatility, for color, for wearability. It's malleable, all of that kind of stuff. For me, the short answer is 18 karat. But I know that there are going to be plenty of people that will disagree with that, and that's okay. That's why my first and main point is it's a lot about personal opinion. Alrighty, so we've got a few questions, and I will tell you about what's going on here first, and then I'm just going to answer a couple of questions that we got. You'll see I put this grey stuff around the setting. That's the thermolock, so you heat it up, goes really soft like blue tack. You let it go cold, and it goes really hard and thick. So it doesn't move. You can see that it's stiff. What it means, especially with those elongated stones, it means I can push down on the ends, and the setting's not going to rock. Because if the setting rocks, then you can cause cracking. It can cause you're going to set the stone crooked. You got all these other problems. So it just gives a little bit support underneath, so I can work on top. And then especially when I'm using this hammer hand piece and I'm hammering down those claws, you just want to make sure you're supported underneath, or else it just gets really messy and can end up with not a great result. To go to a few questions, the setting style that we're doing today, this design is called Genevieve. No, that's it. So, okay, cool. So I also turned the mic off while I was hammering, because it does get really loud, and it's not very pleasant, especially if you've got headphones on. It's not very pleasant sound. It's a little bit like a jackhammer in your ears. So I'll spare you guys that one. But you'll see at the moment, I'm now just shaping the claws and really trying to cut away as much metal as possible that I don't need. That'll start to get our shape. And you can see it is like, it seems pretty aggressive, and it is that we're really just cutting it away. But it'll then mean, once we can kind of block the whole thing out, we can then make sure, look down, really happy with it, the same length, and then we can spend a little bit more time worrying about the shape, how it's going to look, making sure the polish is going to be nice, all of that kind of stuff. Oh yes, we did have one more question. It just occurred to me. How long does it typically take for a ring to go through the creation? Yes, so it just hit me now. Usually takes, at the moment, it's about 50 business days. We are very, very busy, and it is really hard to try and get everything done. So that goes through the whole process of picking your design, and once you've picked your design, it goes through you find your diamond, a CAD process, a design process, all of that kind of stuff to make sure everything is right. Get the ring ordered and made just for you, and then we can get it cast, we clean it up, we assemble it, do all the little stones, get everything right, and then we get to this point, we're doing the center stone, polish it again, finish it, happy, in the box, photographed, out the door. And I know you may say 50 weeks is a long time, but if we only had one ring, I wish it was a lot faster than 50 weeks, but yeah, at the moment, that's 50 weeks. What am I talking about? 50 business days. Do your eyes get sore being there all day? That is a really good question. When I first started, I used to get a lot of headaches from the microscope, just trying to get used to it. And over time, it gets better, and you get used to just sitting here all day under a microscope, but it's actually not that great for you. It's good, but you also need to get up and look around and rest your eyes, because some days, if I'm doing some long hours, get home and my eyes are very sore, very tired. And I wear glasses, so yeah, if I can put them on and everything is still a little bit blurry, I know it's probably a little bit too much time under the microscope. We also have, what ring would you suggest someone gets with like bony fingers? I would always recommend with any finger shape, skinny, whatever, not skinny, whatever all the alternatives are, I would say you have to pick something you like. Don't worry about what is trending, don't worry about what is popular or timeless or all those things. Worry about what you like, and that's where your focus should be, because you're the one who's going to wear it. But if you're asking to answer your question, I would say an elongated stone. Elongated stones really make the fingers look nice and long and slim, and a lot of people want that. If you don't want that look, don't go. You may not want to go elongated then. You may want to go something a little bit more compact. So princess cut, a round, even a low ratio, emerald or radiant cut as well, like a square cushion, anything like that. If you want to try and compact, everything in. But if you like that elongated look and to lengthen your fingers, definitely an elongated stone is great. And I haven't seen an elongated stone on someone that doesn't look good. So I also haven't seen a diamond ring on someone that doesn't look good in general. So I would just go for that. I just get a ring, something you're really happy with, because I've never seen someone unhappy with a diamond ring. One more question here. Gives me time to get ready. My boyfriend recently posted the Bella oval ring. Funny you say that. I'm not sure who or what your boyfriend. I don't know anything about the job, but I did have a Bella ring that I was going to set today, and I had it ready to go, and I actually changed my mind and I picked Genevieve instead. But that's fantastic. I'm really glad to hear that. Such a beautiful design. Bella is such a beautiful design, and one that I see a lot of. So it's definitely popular, and a lot of people are really enjoying it. And I know that if oval isn't your thing, we also have Molly, which is our round variant with a round center stone. Also really nice. So you guys will just see now, I'm just cleaning up where I filed. This is right at the end now. Doesn't look like it, but it will come together really, really quickly. So just straighten these sides up a little bit, nice and flat. And then I'm going to go in with a few of my rubber wheels. What they do is they'll clean it up, take out all the all the lines. Are a little bit abrasive, so take a little bit of metal away. You'll see that I'm able to get a nice curved shape on the top of the ring, on top of the claw. And, you get that really nice eagle tip look that you're used to. If I leave it like this, it's a little bit pointy and a little bit flat, and definitely not what everyone has in mind, that's for sure. So in order to do that, what I will do is I'm actually going to take it out of my engraving ball here, and I'm just going to take this. You hear my little heat gun that I have here. I'm just going to heat it up. And what I'll do is just gently, I don't want to get it too soft, or else the Thermolock doesn't come off. It goes a little bit too sticky, like glue. I don't want that. So just enough so it's come off. Stone is in. We say great. I'm then going to grab some of my little wheels here and just really, I'm dropping everything. Get all my little wheels here and really just start to get this shape finalized. Let's get a little bit closer because I can't see. You can see it taking away all those marks. It is giving us a matte surface, so it's not polished obviously, but we are taking away all those deep marks from the file, the little engraver, the hammer. What else did we use? My pliers, all of that. We want to get rid of those marks. This process here, from here to the end of the ring once it's finished, it looks really easy, just going over the same areas all the time. This is actually at this point is where it can all go really wrong really quickly, because this little wheel is moving at a really quick speed. So one wrong move and you've taken half your claw off, which you certainly don't want to do. But you're also really trying to replicate that eagle tip claw that everyone is familiar with. So we don't want we don't want to, we don't want to take it too lightly when we're shaping these claws, because if it's wrong, it becomes really noticeable, and that's definitely not going to get through. It's not even going to come off my bench, let alone get through QC and get into the hands of you guys. So I've cleaned all the sides. What I'll do now is just roll these top sections. You'll see how quickly it goes from flat and rugged to a little bit nicer and curved. Now everyone from different, from anywhere has their own way of doing, eagle tip claws, or maybe they call them arrow claws, or there's a heap of different names for them. Everyone does them a little bit different, and that's okay. This is how we do ours, and I think I've done I don't even know if I could count the number of claws I've done since I've been here doing these and refining and getting to the point where I'm really confident to get this shape right really quickly. But I remember in the beginning it did take a lot of time and a lot of practice and refining to make sure we're all happy with how it looks. So you'll see I've used a black one, a green one. I now have a little blue wheel. The reason for using the different colors, they're just different grits. So you'll see it's actually a little bit more polished here. This is a lot finer. And what we're doing is the black one really shaped it. So did the green, but the green also started taking the coarse marks out from the black wheel. And the blue one is going to take the marks from the green wheel out. So all of this stuff is really important before you polish, because if you just try and polish over, you're just going to polish those marks to the surface, and it just stands out really obvious. You're not going to get that mirror finish. It's going to look like you've got lines everywhere, and yeah, you don't get that mirror shine either. So we don't want that at all. And we might use this really light green one, and this one will show you a really high polish. This is a really, really fine wheel that I have to spin pretty quick because it's so small, but you can see how much better how much more of a difference it makes taking all these marks out. Still a few deep ones there, so I'm just going to swap over to a whole different wheel. This little brown one is just a little bit coarser than the green, but good to get rid of those extra marks. The other thing is that it's also about working really efficiently as well. If I just went in with this really light green one and just, from the very start and tried to shape it and make it work, I could get the result that I'm after, but it's going to take a lot longer, and you're going to really ruin the tool as well, because you're having to work it really, really hard to try and get the result. So the better way to do it is work your way up the grits, go from coarse to medium to fine to super fine. Make sure you're really, really happy, and then when you polish, you're just working in a way where you're working effortlessly, protecting your tools, protecting the job from unnecessary damage, over touching, all of that kind of stuff. Okay, what have I done here? I've destroyed, see, and just like that, I have destroyed my wheel. So what I'll do now is just going to sharpen it. So I'm just going to use my little, a little wheel here. There's a little diamond disc. This disc is full of little baby diamonds that have been crushed up and have this really nice rough surface. I have to be really careful because that most certainly will destroy diamonds. It will cut our center stone if I'm not careful, so definitely want to keep that separate, but really good for shaping tools. So we're really right at the end now. I just want to give it, we'll just swap to another one. So you see how I cut that wheel down. It ends up, once you get too low, it becomes not great for cleaning the sides. It comes out nice and round. I just save it and we use it to clean the back. Because again, we don't want to have wastage either. Now that everything is cleaned up, pre-polished, almost looks like it's already been polished. That's how fine this, that's how fine the grit on that little wheel is. But we'll just go in with some polishing compound, which will help really gently cut the metal, but that's what gives it a polish. And you can see we're getting much closer to that mirror finish now. Just work our way around one claw at a time. And then I'll just quickly use a really fine polish just on the edge as well. And of course, can't forget about our fluffy mop. We do have a question here. Once you're done with this step, what happens next? So once I'm finished here, it's all set. I've polished it like I am now. It has to get polished, so we'll take this tape off. We'll give it, actually I can take the tape off now and show you guys. And then what we'll do is it will go downstairs to our good friend Nilesh. And Nilesh is going to polish the whole ring again, make sure it's ready to go. It then gets bagged and then doesn't get touched until it goes into the box. We do take some photos for record purpose, so you guys will get a copy of that photo, make sure everything is as it should be, and you guys are right to come pick it up. And yeah, that's about it. It's right at the end now. It's about to walk out the door, so we just have the last few steps to go. And this tape never wants to come off, so I usually leave it to poor Nilesh. Has to fight all day getting this tape off. Alright, so I'll deal with that in a minute. So I've got this, I'll give it a nice polish. And there we go. That is our Genevieve with a 2.2 carat marquee. Just like that. Thank you guys very much for tuning in this lovely Thursday morning. Hope you guys have a great day. Like I said, stay tuned for tomorrow. We have something a little bit different, a little bit special coming up. And we'll keep your eyes out for Instagram Live tomorrow. Thanks guys, bye.